Last-minute bombshell. Russell Westbrook is joining Steph Curry in a shocking move to the Golden State Warriors, and the NBA is on fire. In a twist no one saw coming, the Warriors are making a final playoff push by adding the explosive veteran guard in hopes of chasing one more ring with Curry. Can this unlikely duo actually work? Will Westbrook's energy be the missing piece for another Golden State championship run? Fans are buzzing, critics are stunned, and rivals are officially on alert. The Dubs just got dangerous, and the league better be ready. This move could rewrite the ending of the Warriors' dynasty story. Stay locked in, it's getting wild. Russell Westbrook just made a move that's turning heads across the NBA. The 35-year-old former MVP has officially declined his $3.4 million player option with the Denver Nuggets, making himself an unrestricted free agent heading into this offseason. And while this isn't a headline-dominating superstar shakeup, this is the kind of development that could quietly shift the balance of power, especially for teams on the brink of contending, like the Golden State Warriors. Westbrook is coming off a solid, albeit under the radar, season in Denver. In 75 games, mostly coming off the bench, he put up 13.3 points per game, added 6.1 assists, and grabbed nearly 5 rebounds a night. That's not MVP-level Russ anymore, but it is exactly the kind of gritty, high-energy contribution that playoff teams desperately need from their bench units. In many ways, he's transformed himself, something a lot of veteran stars struggle to do. He's leaned into a supporting role, embraced reduced minutes, and prioritized impact over ego. So now the question on everyone's mind is, where does he go from here? And more importantly, could he really end up joining forces with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler in the Bay Area? Let's break that down. The Golden State Warriors are clearly in the midst of a mini rebuild, not a tank, but more of a retooling while still keeping their championship core intact. They've already added Jimmy Butler in a move that signals they're all in on making one more run with Curry as the face of the franchise. But if we're being honest, Golden State struggled last season with consistency off the bench, especially when it came to playmaking and second-unit leadership. The Warriors have always been known for their ball movement and unselfish play, but when Curry sat, their offense often stalled. Enter Russell Westbrook. Even at this stage of his career, he's one of the most active, aggressive, and passionate players on the court. He pushes the tempo, creates for others, and still has a knack for getting to the rim, drawing attention, and kicking out to open shooters. Imagine him leading the second unit while Curry rests. Or even sharing the floor with Jimmy Butler, giving Golden State two aggressive downhill threats who can both pass, rebound, and defend. Sources around the league have already indicated that the Warriors have been exploring the idea of adding Westbrook. Not just as a depth piece, but as someone who could fill a very specific need: a secondary ball handler, an energy guy, a vocal leader who can help carry the load when the starters need a breather. And Westbrook, for his part, has shown he's open to playing that kind of role. It's a shift in narrative that deserves some respect. After years of being criticized for inefficiency, turnovers, and stubborn shot selection, Westbrook has quietly reshaped his game. In Denver, he wasn't the star. He wasn't even a starter for most of the year. But he was dependable. He accepted his minutes, made plays, brought energy, and contributed to winning basketball. That version of Russ might be exactly what the Warriors need. Now, before anyone gets carried away, let's be clear: nothing has been finalized. No deal is signed. The Warriors haven't made any official announcements, and neither has Westbrook's camp. We're in that gray area of mutual interest, exploratory talks, and a whole lot of wait and see. But with free agency officially opening on June 30, this situation is going to move quickly. And if the Warriors are serious about adding another veteran to bolster their bench, Westbrook may be at the top of their list. Let's talk about fit for a moment, because that's where things get tricky. Westbrook is a high-usage player by nature. He thrives when the ball is in his hands. He's not a great off-ball shooter, and he's not the kind of player who camps in the corner waiting for a catch-and-shoot opportunity. So if Golden State wants to bring him in, they'll need to define his role very clearly. Is he playing exclusively with the second unit? Is he sharing the court with Curry and Butler in key moments? Will Steve Kerr stagger the rotations to give Westbrook those lead guard opportunities without disrupting the offensive rhythm? That's the big challenge. Golden State's system is built on spacing, ball movement, and high IQ decision making. It's also built on chemistry, on knowing where your teammates are going to be and trusting them to make the right play. Westbrook has shown flashes of that in recent seasons, but it's fair to wonder how well he'd mesh with Kerr's system, especially if he's asked to take on a more controlled, disciplined role. Then there's the question of contract and salary cap implications. The Warriors aren't in a position to overpay. They've already committed big money to their core: Curry, Butler, and Draymond Green, and they still have to think about their younger guys like Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. Bringing in Westbrook would likely require a minimum, or near minimum deal, maybe with some incentives built in. And that's assuming Russ is willing to take a discount for a chance at a ring. Remember, this isn't about chasing a big payday anymore. This is about legacy. Westbrook has already made his money. He's already been a league MVP, a 9-time All-Star, and the NBA's all-time triple-double leader. The one thing missing from his arsenal is a championship. And say what you want about the Warriors, they may not be the juggernaut they were 5 years ago, but with Curry and Butler leading the charge, they're still a dangerous team that no one wants to see in the playoffs. If Westbrook wants to win, and win soon, this might be one of his best remaining chances. From a locker room standpoint, the fit could be surprisingly strong. Draymond Green has already expressed admiration for Westbrook's intensity and leadership. Jimmy Butler, known for his no-nonsense approach, has always respected players who leave it all on the floor. And of course, Curry is the kind of superstar who makes life easier for his teammates, both on and off the court. The vibe in Golden State has always been about culture, cohesion, and accountability. If Westbrook is willing to buy into that, there's no reason he couldn't thrive. But let's not ignore the risks. There's always a chance that the fit just isn't there. Maybe Westbrook struggles to find his rhythm in a motion-heavy offense. Maybe the rotation gets too crowded. Maybe the Warriors decide they'd rather go younger and give more minutes to guys like Brandon Podziemski, or even a returning Gary Payton II if he's healthy. It's also worth mentioning that Westbrook isn't the only veteran guard on the market. Names like Chris Paul, Kyle Lowry, and even Goran Dragic could be in play for teams looking for depth. The Warriors have options. And so does Westbrook. What makes this particular situation so fascinating is the timing. The Warriors are in a win-now mode, but they're also trying to prepare for the future. They don't want to make a short-term move that compromises long-term flexibility. Adding Westbrook would be a calculated gamble, a low-cost, potentially high-reward play that could either boost their bench or cause friction in the rotation.